kindly everybody, kila mmoja aliyesimama tusonge kwanza. Niko na pressure kidogo, wazee tafadhali mkae, tutapiga picha na mama. I am now just about to finish. Mheshimiwa Governor, Excellency, karibu. Wewe yako najua maneno ni mawili. Asante na kwaheri. Basi. Mambo ya nyaribu ni safi. Huyu ni mzungu alibaki Kenya. Mama Ida. N'abantu bazikora ubusiyi byabana sobocha sobone. Hii ni wachache walikuja because hatungekuwa na magari hata ya mahali pa kupaka. Tumekuja na ujumbe moja, tuko na wewe. Mzee ametutrain kama mimi nilikuwa one of the youths wale wanaenda mbele kama mzee ajaingia kwa rally. Ametutrain na wakati yake ya kupumzika ilifika, so leo tuna celebrate maisha yake. Kama nakumbuka nilikuwa nakuja kale ni huko sana consult na kusalimia mzee. Ameenda lakini wewe iko. So takuwa nasimama na wewe kutoka sasa mpaka eternity. Mungu awabariki. Asante. Niwaambia ni mzungu ni mrefu, mambo yake ni mafupi. Asante sana gavana, wewe mtu mzuri. Nimemaliza. Nimetoa kijasho hapa sababu nasukumwa mbele na nyuma, lakini ni mapenzi ya Raila jamani, msinipige. Na mama akasema wazee waseme. Sasa tumalizie na nataka kumwomba mzee wetu, the senior most Professor Sam Kegengo Ongeri azungumze, alafu amkaribishie kiongozi wetu Fredo kama Matiangi ale neno na watu. Asanteni.
Thank you, Mama Ida. You're a great mother. We come before you today to bring our condolences for the very big loss of your dear husband, a leader, a Kenyan, a patriot, and a person who traveled the whole world to understand what to do with his people back in Kenya. Number two, if I were to go through the memory lane, it will take a long time. Little did I know, in 1960, when I was a student leader in India, we came in inaugural flight. One of the things we wanted to see is the liberation of Mzee Kenyatta from the detention in Kapenguria. The only person who stood very strong with him was Jaramogi Odinga. So we came, we were arrested at Ahero, we made noise, he was released. We were arrested at Kisumu, we made noise, he was released. We came to Bondo in 1960. Little did I know, out of that home will emerge a great leader from his own lineage, in the name of Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga was a great sportsman. When I was a chairman of Kenya 3 years, he was one of those who was in champion, super champ, and other areas. And then we met in politics. And finally, one of the things I know about him, he was the greatest peacemaker. Even when things were turbulent, he had a moment to ponder and look at the world and see Kenya as a bigger picture than himself. And I know behind a successful man, there must be a woman. And you are such, Mama Ida Raila Amolo Odinga. If you look at the sample of the people who have come here, this is the epitome of the Kisii community. pouring out the love to you, to mourn with you, to be with you, to bring you warmth. There's also something I want to say. The gentleman seated next to you there, in the name of Fred Matiangi, he had one time a very difficult moment to come to my house. And the only reason he wanted to come is to ask me to talk to Baba whether he could meet with Uhuru. And he came at night. What they abandoned. He came at night. So we spoke. I told him one condition. I'll talk to Baba. You also talk to Uhuru and make it possible for them to meet. And he said, I'll do so. And I also said, I'll do so. I rang Baba when he was in my house. Baba told me, Sam, ni kweli? Sawa, ndio mzee iko sawa sawa. Basi mwambie nipigie simu. And then the next day, we brought this young man to your home. Ukapatia sisi mtubu. So the question is, how can we forget a mama, Ida Raila Amolo Odinga, who has been bereaved? We don't come, and if you have noticed, we have deliberately come late. Because sisi ndio kitina mimba. We are really rich. Sisi ndio tunakaa jirani. Tunachunga ng'ombe, tunachunga kila kitu pamoja. Mahali mambo nakwenda kombo tunatengeneza. Kina mapio. Kwa hivyo ndio tumekuja kwa hii mchi yako. Kwa sababu ya hiyo, ningezungumza mengi. Lakini ni mapenzi tumeleta kwako leo. Kwa hayo machache, sasa nitakuwa na nafasi ya kumuita huyu, naita yeye kijana yangu, Fred Okengo Matiangi. Wacha tumuse na nini, alafu atuletee ujumbe wetu.
Momina Mama Ida, where we were raised, the ultimate title for you is that we are no more, meaning our mother, all of us, and mother of the community. I will be very brief. The leaders who have come with us here, the members of the Council of Elders who are here, the way to viongozi wale ambao mmezungumza mbele yangu. This is of course a very unusual time where we are supposed just to mourn, be quiet, and talk only what is necessary, because the last 2 weeks or so have been points of reflection because of the life of Mzee Raila Amolo Odinga, our former Prime Minister. Like many people here, I would take time to say many things about my interaction with Baba and how we've come all the way. But let me start first of all, Mama, by thanking you sincerely for finding time and agreeing that we see you briefly. And you are going to see many of us, because if there's anything that Raila did in his life, to be very honest with you, is that Raila succeeded to put Nyanza together. And both Go Nyanza and Good Kiss in Nyanza, this division was not there. I told you when we spoke this morning that every time you sat with Raila, it was an opportunity for you to learn history that you didn't know, or to learn something and understand something you didn't know. He knew everything
about people. He would tell me about, I was shocked when we were in a function one time in Nyamira, and he was telling me a long story about that place and some wazes around there. I didn't know how he got to know them, but he knew a lot of people. And which means he was very close to people. And because of that, we have seen an outpouring of love from all of us in Nyanza. I'm sure, I am aware that there are at least 2 other groups of people from KC who are coming to see you. Grassroots leaders, women leaders, others who want to spend time with you. You have seen another 2 groups and you're seeing us today. It will continue like this because of the relationship and the environment that Mzee cultivated within this area. And Mzee Raila had a way of dealing with all of us. Even when there were tough times, he always had a way of getting us together to ensure that we focused on one thing. I'll only make 2.1. Mzee, Mama, there is no way anybody can sensibly and comprehensively speak about the life of Prime Minister Raila Odinga. The only responsibility I think we all have, those of us who are alive now, is to leave his legacy, to try and follow in his footsteps. I don't think there will be any other person like Raila Odinga, so we shouldn't even talk about there will be someone, there will be no one who will fit in the shoes of Raila Odinga. We can only try to emulate him and learn from the lessons that he has left us. I would like to request Mama that on behalf of all these wonderful people who are here and many others who are not here, especially the younger groups of academics from KC and researchers and others, and when you put up the Raila Odinga Memorial Library and the Raila Odinga Institute and big foundation, these people are allowed to continue to put in. As I told you, our soapstone covers are working on something. Our big toolmakers in KC are working on some things. Please, we would like to, and I know a good number of these people would like to contribute in a way that we can immortalize the contributions of the Honorable Raila Odinga in our community. And secondly, I associate myself with the remarks that have been made by the others. I think the greatest burden you carry, Mama, is that you will continue to remain all our mother, all of us. Sasa tutakutafuta tu, tukiendelea, tunaongea na wewe, nakuja kwa maombi, na blessings na vitu zote hapa, kwa sababu mzee alituonyesha hivyo. That he was right, alikuwa sisi tunafuata, na alikuwa anatufundisha. And those of you who are young leaders, like my wonderful people here, Sairo and Bagendi and the engineer, Wadia, Shmia Obidi, the best thing we can do to Raila is one, do everything we can to erase tribal boundaries in this country. The story of tribes is primitive, and if there's anybody who fought that and lived against that all his life was Raila. If you really love Raila, your war against the tribal lines must be bold, strong, and pronounced, so that we say we build Kenya. Raila was leading Project Kenya. That is what we should all be focusing on, and work very hard to ensure that we pull people together, we close ranks, and as has been demonstrated here, when you live that way, everyone loves you. Look at what has happened in this country, and Raila has continued to unite us in absence. Finally, let's keep peace and keep unity, because that's what Raila wanted. Okay.